Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you how to play, set up, how to play in a full playthrough of Uluk. This is coming to Kickstarter very soon. It is coming to Kickstarter, correct? No, is it already on there?
I don't know if it's coming Kickstarter, or it's coming GameFound, or if it's
sorry.
I can't remember.
One of the
we've been so busy.
One of the platforms, but no matter which one, Anthony will put the link in the description so you can go in. If you are interested in this game, you can go there and follow it. So you will get all the alerts when it starts and updates about the game. So this is basically a worker placement game. You start with tribers. Each player gets a player board with their corresponding color in the corner. This keeps up with your resources and how many tribers you have. I am purple. Each player starts with 6 tribers. Well, in a 2-player game. In a 3-player game, you start with 5. In a 4-player game, you start with 4. And so that more players, less tribers. There is a first player marker. I'll be going first. Each player also begins with 1 resource. All the resources look the same. The way to distinguish them is when they go on your player board. That determines which resource it actually represents.
Well, technically, you get 1 and get 2.
Right, I'm going to go over that.
Oh.
So, first player gets 1 resource to start, and it's the baked. These names I do not know how to pronounce. Baked Magabu or something. He gets 2 because he's the second player. Second, third, and fourth player get 2. First player gets 1. You will need food to feed your tribers at the end of each round. If you do not have food, you have to take one of these hunger markers for each triber you couldn't feed, and they're worth -3 each. So that could definitely hurt you a lot at the end of the game if you can't feed your tribers. So you start out with 1, but you have 6 tribers, so you need to make sure you get at least 5 more food and 5 more resources and process it into food before the end of the round. And I'll go over that in a moment. But you do start with 1 that's ready to eat. All the resources up here are not edible. They're not food yet. The second column, it's all food. I will go over that as well. The third column is food, poison, and celebration. So it could be... it's used for celebration. Can this be fed to? That's not edible. That's not food. So if it goes down to here, you can't feed them. We only did that once. I did the celebration 1 time.
And each individual player board's different.
Oh, yeah. They're all slightly different on what the food processes into. I noticed that. So I can go over the names of these. Let me find it. I have my things printed out. So the top one here, can you show them your player board? Our tops are the same. The top left is called Sacred Fruit. The second one is Hard Bulb. The third one is a Poisonous Mushroom. The fourth one over is Nutritious Larva. Then you have Flying Fish, and then Oinking Mammal, and then down from there they turn into either baked or smoked or roasted or different various type of foods. We go by the symbols on the bottom of them, tells you whether it's food or not. So you're going to have to show. So on the bottom of each, so if you see on the larva, if there's right here, you see the little red sand glass, that means it's a perishable food. You have to process that round or you lose it. The fish, same thing. It has anything that has the red sand glass, it's perishable, has to be used that round. And of course, it's on the top row, so that means it's not edible as it is. You have to process it. Then on the very bottom, there's one of those, the ones that we got at the beginning of the game. That is perishable. That has to be eaten that round. So when you're feeding your tribers, you want to make sure any edible you can feed them, you feed them that round. Then on the middle one, if they're a fork in the orange circle, that's just a normal food. You can feed it, nothing extra happens. The green with the fork and knife, that's a treat. So you get 1 happiness point on the happiness tracker for each one you feed to your triber. Actually, anytime you use these treats for anything, when you use them for celebration, when you use that resource in any way, you get a happiness token for using it. On the bottom, you could see a little skull in a purple. That's poison, and it's when you process that, you get this token. Those can be used. There's no take that in this game. These are used when you place your meeple. Say I place it here, place the poison underneath it. That represents a second triber. So it gives you an additional triber that counts towards your amount you have placed there, because the player with the most tribers in these areas get the most resources. If there's a tie, you have to split it, but if you want to have the most tribers. I wonder if that works up here as well. We never did that there.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to. It's because these are monuments. You want to have the most tribers to get that monument. All of the each of them have a different amount of spaces underneath them. This has 2, 3, 3, 4. You want, in a 2-player game, we'll say it's kind of unbalanced in that way, because whoever goes first, here, pretty much the other person is going to just place one there, so you can't get it. Because if I place 2 of them there, I would get to claim that monument at the end of the round. Here, whoever goes first is basically going to get that monument, because of course the second player is going to put theirs, and then unless you forget, you're going to place your meeple there the next round. So to me, it's kind of unbalanced in that way. It's not really, there's really no good way for you to outmaneuver your opponent in a 2-player game to get majority on those. Until you get over here, it's a little different story. But so in the first one, in a 2-player game, will never be claimed. Basically, it's built if this is full, but it goes away, and you just put the monument that represents it on there. That means it's built. And the players that have meeples on there get happiness tokens based on how many meeples they have placed down in that round. But no one gets the monument, because if you get the monument, you get whatever food is shown, and you get that many happiness points. So if you have 1 meeple, you get 2 happiness points. 2 meeples, you get 5. And if you have 6 of them, you would get 17. So if you somehow managed, which would be impossible, I think, get all 6 of those filled with your meeples, you're going to get 17 points. But 1, you don't have that many meeples. There's no way you're going to put all of them there, and your opponent is not going to allow that to happen. So I don't think that's a possibility. But and you only have 1 of these monuments open. Well, I take that back. If you don't do it around, there would be more than 1 open. But we were doing them every round, so there was always 1 built, either taken by us or taken off the board because no one had majority. But I guess maybe if there's, I don't know, if people don't really pay attention to those, they stay there if all the spaces aren't filled for the next round. So in that instance, there would be more than 1 available. But in a 2-player game, we never had them carry over to the next round. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is your monument section on the board. This is the harvesting section. Basically, you're going to place your meeple, and we just keep placing meeples. Whoever has majority, wherever, and this is going to go up and down, kind of like the stock market based on demand. If there's more than 1 meeple on there at the end of the round, it goes down 1. If there's 3 meeples on at the end of the round, it goes down 2. And then, of course, the next round, if it's not used, it would go up by 1. But we are also using these alternate for a 2-player game tiles in the harvesting. You also, before you move on, you see the little food that's to the left of these with the up arrow. You will also be moving those. So this one makes the larva move up 1. So even if it goes down, for the, because we use that resource, they will all still be going up at least one based on whatever resource is pictured there. Let me get that back to what it was. We started out with, we went for the easy version setup. Let me get them back to what they were. You can do where you set it up based on certain cards pulled out, but we just did the easy setup, and this is easy version, they say, for the harvesting. So that is basically all these work the same. Well, these are a little different, but this one, player with the most meeples gets 3. Player with the second most gets 2. If you tie, you each only get 2. You get the second one, the second number. And then, of course, it's whatever number's here to the left based on where it's at on the track. On these, it's 1 for every 1 meeple, you get 2 of that resource. 1 for 1 and 0. But the 0 doesn't come into play. It comes into play for that. But if you happen to have an invention card, says for every one of these that you harvest, you get a larva. So if you went here and it's 0, you would still get your larva. If it was you get that number, your invention cards get you extra resources. So even if you only get 0 here, if you get nothing, you still get what's on your invention cards if you harvested the correct resource with the sickle on the front of it. I'm hoping I'm explaining that right. Then you move on to the processing. You have to have a meeple. These are unlimited amount of meeples in here. These are only 1 meeple per space, 1 meeple per space. This is unlimited, 1 meeple per space. So as you can see, you'd have to look at your player board to know what these represent. But I can tell you from this one goes into this. To do the mushrooms, you'd have to put it here or here. Oh, it's different ones, actually. It's based on your player board. So whatever you want to process on here, you have to have the resource above it, and you have to match the picture on your player board. Because you can see the arrows on your player board. Like we said, they're all different. Tell you what the next item is that it makes when you process it. So you want to pay attention to these, and whichever one you're trying to process, place it in that box that matches the picture on your player board. Then there's also these sections. This is the workshop. If you place it here, you get to take in one of the phase 2 invention cards, and these are all good. They're all extra resources or abilities that you can do, all having to do with resources. For this one, for every, let's see what this one means. Find that page. Where is the vision cards? It's on page 7. Probably right here. Do I have page 7 up here? Oh, I did have it. Okay, so let me see what that one means. I don't see this one. Okay, so for every, looks like you can do it 2 times. For every mushroom you have, you can process it into the next one down. Basically, you don't have to be in the processing area. You can use your invention card to do that. This one is easy. This one is you get another resource if you harvest a certain resource. And all of them are similar to that. They are either that, or when you move a triber from the shaman's fruit, you get happiness. There's different ones. Some of them just give you straight out happiness when you do certain actions. But most of them, from what I saw, give you additional resources or let you process without having a triber in the processing area. This one is the shaman. If you go here, you immediately get 1 happiness point on the happiness tracker. And at the end of the round, after everyone else has placed their meeples or tribers, you get to move this one anywhere you want and do that action. Then this is the, what is that one called? The temple. That one you immediately get 2 happiness points. That's all that happens on that one. So during your round, at first you're going to be doing the harvest phase after you placed all your meeples. So everyone's going to be placing all their meeples one by one. Then once everyone's placed their meeples, you do the harvest phase. Everyone takes their harvest. Then you move to processing phase. Then you move to feeding phase, which is where you have to feed all your meeples or your tribers. If you don't feed them, then you have to take one of these hunger tokens for each one that you left hungry. Then you do the ecology phase, which is where you're moving these up and down based on this, what I explained before. Then you're doing the cleanup phase. At that point, you determine whichever monument is turned over. We'll go ahead and turn this one over because that's going to be turned over for the first round. It's a 6-round game, so each round you're going to be turning over another monument. That's your round tracker. So you look and see, did anyone, first of all, was it built? Are all the spaces filled? If they are, it's considered built. Then you look, did anyone have majority? If not, it's just built. No one gets any happiness points. Or actually, I take that back. People do get happiness points if it's built. If they're not filled, say on this one, only 2 spaces were filled and that third one was left empty, it's not considered built. No one gets happiness points. No one gets anything. You just take your tribers back and it stays there until the next round. But like I said, we never experienced that. We always filled all the spaces. You can get more tribers also at the end of the round if you have more food left for, where is it? For 2 extra food of any resource, has to be food, you get 1 triber. So if you have a processed food with a red or the orange circle on the fork, you can turn those in and you gain 1 of your additional tribers. You start out with a certain amount, but they are a total of 10 tribers available that you can obtain through getting rid of your extra food. However, you have to feed those tribers 1 food every round, so you got to keep that in mind. If you do manage to process one with the little candle under it at the end during the cleanup phase, each player can do this once. You can do the celebration if you don't want to trade your food in for a triber. You could trade a candle and any resource that's either a treat, food, or the perishable one for 6 happiness points right away. Or you can trade in a candle and a poison token for 3 happiness points right away. And I don't know what that's if you can't feed them, you have to get. Then at the end of the game, this is representing for each, there's a symbol on the top left of the invention cards. They're letters. You have to have sets of different letters. For every set of 3, if you have 3 with different letters, you get 2 happiness points. This is in-game. 4, you get 5 points. If you have 5 of them, you get 8 points. And that's for each set of that many. And the way you get those, again, is here. Let's see. And of course, I said this is the happiness track. Whoever is the highest up at the end of the game wins. There are 6 rounds. We each start with a, what is this called? I forget what this card is called. I'm horrible at remembering the names of components. Let me look that up. Feast cards. So those are basically your in-game objective. You're trying to get sets of resources. You have to have them left on your player board. If you do, you get the happiness points. But I can tell you, resources are hard to come by. We didn't have any extra. I think I bought 2 tribers. I had 8, but then I had a hard time feeding them. So it got to the point where I was just obtaining resources to feed my tribers. There was no extra left. So it didn't really give... So to me, buying the tribers is, even though it gets you extra actions, it's also a hindrance because you have to feed them, and it's really hard to get that many resources because you can only process and harvest so many. So it's a balance thing. So you will be going towards that end goal objective and trying to collect your inventions to get these sets. Other than that, your happiness points you're gaining throughout the game. And I think we got up, I think I was at like 30 some and you were at 20 some. So we didn't gain a ton of happiness points.
We weren't happy.
So I think I've covered the basics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get started. Like I said, I am first player. This does pass to the next player after this round. This is our monument we're going for. If anyone wins it, they will get 5 happiness points and a larvae. Okay, so I am going to... I know I need to feed my tribers. I'm going to go right here because I didn't cover that on my board. It is the same on yours. That's the only resource. When you process it, you multiply by 2. So for every one of these you process, you get 2 back. So those are perfect for feeding your tribers. But you don't get happiness points because they don't turn into treats. So if you process the larvae or the fish, then you will get those turn into treats, which get you happiness points. Oh, look at you being all sneaky. So and you don't replenish the invention cards till the end of the round. That is another thing you do I didn't cover. You take the whatever's left, put enough invention cards to match the number of players. I don't think I spoke about those.
Your turn.
Okay, so I guess I'll get that other invention card. And they stay with you till the end of the game. They're an ongoing passive ability. Okay, so
Actually, I get this when I harvest that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, actually, that wouldn't be beneficial because it's, I'm keeping it there. Okay, so my turn.
Mm-hmm. So he gets 1 happiness point right away. I'm going to go here. I get 2 happiness points. I almost forgot to put mine on processing.
Yeah, kind of wasted that one.
So did you. You know why?
Why?
We don't get anything.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're tied here and it's at 1 and 0, neither of us get anything. So he put his on to process that, so he won't. Those 2 meeples are wasted. Oh yeah, he gets to place this one anywhere. If you forget to do the processing, you won't be able to feed your tribers. So you got to move yours up 2.
Mm.
Okay, so that's the end of, we placed all of our tribers, so now we go to processing. So I had 2 here. I did that to make sure if he put 1, I would be able to get something. So I get 3 of those. So I put 3 of those on my player board right here. Neither of us get anything there. He gets 3 of the larvae. So he puts that on his larvae on his player board. Well, you do keep your meeples here because at the end of the cleanup phase, you need to know how many meeples were there. So that determines if they go up or down. Now we're going to processing. So I can process my, whatever you call it, sacred fruit. So it goes down here and it doubles. So that gives me 6 to feed tribers. He doesn't have anything to process there. He can process his larvae, and these are unlimited amount of processing. However many you have, you can process them all or as few as you want. And let's see. And then you look at your cards. See, I don't have any mushroom. I was trying to get one. I would have been able to process it for free without placing a triber in there. But neither of us got any of those mushrooms. Okay, so we're done with the processing. Then we go to the feeding. We have to feed 6 tribers. Remember, this is perishable. So I have to feed them that 1. So that leaves me 5 left that I need to feed them. All good. Were you able to feed all yours?
No, I missed by 1. But I get 3 points because this is...
So he has to get a hunger token because he couldn't feed one of his tribers. But he does get 3 happiness points because he used 3 resources that were treats. Don't move these yet, remember. Okay, now we go to the ecology phase, which is where you move. If it's 1 triber, nothing happens. 2 or 3 tribers, 2 decreases it by 1. 3 decreases it by 2. So this is decreased, stays the same, stays the same. So now we can move our tribers, but we also need to go by these. So that's max. This one goes up 1. This one goes up 1. This one goes up 1. That's at max. And this one goes up 1. So you can see now these are really good ones to get because they're up high. Then we go to the cleanup phase. Wow, neither of us went for the monuments that time. So this one stays, and we have that to go for. And we will be turning over in the next one. So now there's 2 monuments to go for. You can see there's 2 of the same invention card. You cannot have more than 1 of the same invention card in your tableau. So we wouldn't both get that anyway, but you could only get 1. He is now the first player. We refresh those, and I think we did everything, right?
Yep.
Okay, so he made his play.
I was
trying to figure out where my last one went. Okay, so we played all of our tribers. So now we go to harvest. Anthony gets 3, and I get 2. Anthony gets 3 of those. And you need to look at your cards and see if you get anything.
I do. Once I harvest.
That is harvest.
Oh, yeah.
So you get 1 of the larva?
Yeah.
Okay. I get 2 of the mushrooms. And that's it. And neither of us got either the invention cards. Okay, so now we're harvesting. We each can harvest our whatever those are. So I get 2 extra. How many did you harvest?
I get 3 extra.
Okay. So we double those when we make them. You're harvesting how many? Oh, actually, you're just moving them down. Oh, I didn't cover this. If he had put 2 tribers there, he could have actually processed 2 levels. He could have did 2 here and 2 there.
You're right.
Oh, yeah, he's moving. He gets to move that. Did you move your 1 happiness point when you did it?
Yeah. So I get 6. So I have 4, so 8. So I get 4 more.
I realize that's going to perish. 4 more?
Mm-hmm.
So that one doubled his, but it is a perishable. But he was able to process them twice because both levels, because he put 2 tribers there. I'm able to process my mushroom for free, which I think I put it in I actually moved it down before, but that's why I did that, because I could do 2 for free without having a triber in my processing. Then we look at, then we do the feeding. So I need 6.
Yeah, I need 6. I have 2 extra that I'm going to use, so I'll be able to get another one.
You do that during the cleanup phase.
Okay.
So I fed we fed our people. Now it's the ecology phase. So this goes down 2, stays. We can take our meeples back. Except for the monuments. We're not doing the monuments yet. And then we move these up based on max. Okay. Then I get 8 happiness points. I'm at 10. And I get this monument. So we put that monument there. That one. And I get 6. And I get 1 mushroom. Okay, so this one's still open. And we're going to be opening this one, refreshing these. Do we do everything?
Yeah, you're first.
Okay, and I am first player. So he now has an extra triber he has to feed. Okay, so and mine allows me, when I harvest this, I get a mushroom, which ties in with my other card. Anytime I have a mushroom, I can process it for free. So that's pretty cool. Oh, wait. I got the wrong. That's my extras. I need to move those out of range.
Your turn.
I went. It's your go.
No, 4.
Oh, okay. I already knew what you were going to do, so. You get to move that one anywhere. I'm actually surprised you didn't go for this monument. You could have gotten that.
Oh, you go for a previous monument?
Yeah, these are open.
Oh.
Well, too late. No.
Oh, I
really?
Well,
What? You can't do that now.
I thought that once
I wouldn't have told you. Because you would have got 5 happiness points and that.
See, I didn't know that.
Okay, so now we're doing our harvesting. So, really, you really think I'm going to let you do that?
I always let you, but hey,
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get 2, and you have to tell me if you have any cards that give you extra. Okay, I get 3, and I actually get a extra mushroom for harvesting this one. And now we're on to the processing. So process those, double it. And I can process my mushrooms 2 times. Does that mean do it only twice, or you get double the amount?
It's double the amount, looks like.
They don't really talk about that. It's page 7.
It says times 2.
I know, but does that mean you get to do it twice? They don't cover that. They don't have that on here.
Yeah.
I think it means 2 times because that's X2 on here and this is 2X. I think you can do 2 of them. I'm assuming. Process for free.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I covered all my cards. I don't have enough food to feed my people. Okay, and
You mean you got 8?
I only have 5 food. I have 6 tribers. So we did all our processing. Now it's the feeding. I have to get one of these tokens because I don't have enough food.
6.
You need 8.
8.
You have 8 tribers.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, I thought you had 8.
Just for that, I should be able to move to that.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so now it's the ecology phase. So this goes down. These don't change. But this goes up. This goes up. This one goes up. And then we do the monuments. So I get 2 happiness points. He gets 5. And he gets that monument. How many happiness points does that give you?
4.
And what food do you get? Fish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we put that monument on there. Now the cleanup phase, there's 2 monuments available. We refresh these.
My turn?
And are I first player now? You were first player last time.
No, you were. I just took took
okay.
it.
All right. Let's see. many tribers do you have left?
1.
That's a waste. Nothing happens. You just lose the triber.
Don't I get the 5?
No, it has to be full.
Oh, yeah. Oh, these 2?
Yeah, you lose all those. Nothing happens.
It's a little bug. Alright.
Okay. All right, so now we're harvesting. I get 2 of the sacred fruit. Anthony gets 3 of those, and I get 2. Maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I get... Okay, and then on these, I get a shrimp, or larvae, whatever, and I get a mushroom.
Yeah, I got one of these.
1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I can do 2 mushrooms without a triber there. Okay, so now we do harvesting. I can harvest these. 4. Harvest these. 6. And instead of using mine to harvest this, I'm going to use it to trade them in for poison. Use my triber that I put there to harvest those. So I now have 2 poisons that I can use later. And, oh, I need to process that too. Forgot. Did you process all yours?
I processed this one to this. Which I don't see anywhere.
Wait, it's...
Mine doesn't have that.
Really? Oh, yeah, mine does.
Alright, so
Well, that's a bummer.
it's a bug.
Oh, that's why there's either or.
Yeah, alright.
You could have processed that into that.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
Oh. Okay, so we did the
Then we got feed.
we did the okay, yeah, it's a feeding.
2, 4,
1, 2, 4,
6, 7.
6. Okay, now it's the ecology. This stays. This goes down 2. But then we go 1 goes up, and up. None of us place anything on the monuments. I didn't. Did you?
I placed 2.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. You lost yours. Okay, so we turn over our monument. We're not going for the monument this time.
Yeah, I thought you would have.
Nope. Refresh. Yeah, I'm playing differently than last time.
You're first.
Okay, so do you move it up one?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't look like you moved it.
He moved. Okay.
many do you have? Do you have 8 now? Did I skip you once?
I think so. All right.
Okay, so he gets 3 of the sacred fruit. I get 2, plus I get 1 mushroom.
Yeah, 7. I'm at 8.
Then I get 3 of the larvae, and I get to immediately, you know what I'm talking about, process it. Okay, so now we're in the processing. So I get that turns into 4. And on the larvae, I'm going to process those. And I can do 2 of my mushrooms. Okay, then we feed.
Just have enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly
6.
enough.
And I fed 3 treats. 1, 2, 3. And then it's the ecology. This goes down 2. Everything stays the same. This goes up 1. We look at the monuments. Neither of us had, so that gets built, but we each just get 2 happiness points. And then we'll be turning over the last one. So this is the last round. It's a close game. And then we take back all of our
First player.
meeples.
Oh, did you do the...
Yeah. And we refresh.
There we go.
Oh no, hold on. Okay, so got a lot of thinking.
Did you move?
Not yet. I meant to place this here.
Well, you already did your turn.
I know. I haven't done this yet. I meant to place that there.
That was 2 moves ago.
So?
You didn't let me move.
Oh my god, that's totally different.
Hey,
I can
rules
just
are
place
rules.
it there if I want. That's totally different.
Rules are rules.
Whatever. Okay, so now it's harvesting, get 3 of these. And I get a mushroom. We each get 2 of those. And I get a shrimp that I can process.
Me too.
I get, did you get your mushroom?
Not yet.
And you get 2 larvae, and I get 1 larvae that I can process free.
I get 2.
Okay, do you get all your extra stuff?
Mm-hmm.
This I can process for free.
Yep. This one, this mean I could go straight here, ×2. Actually, no, I don't want to do that because I know.
What makes you think you can go straight there?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's poison. Yeah, I'll lose my food.
Okay, now we harvest. So these, I get 3 more. This one I am going to do 1. And okay, so now it's feeding. So 2 happiness. So it's 2. I need 4 more. I fed all mine.
I got 2 happiness.
Okay. Then we don't need to do the ecology because it doesn't matter. No one did the monuments. I am doing a celebration. So I'm doing a celebration with any food. It's 6 points. So it's a 6. Okay. And you can only do 1 of those. Okay, now we count our sets. I have a set of 3 different ones, so I get 2 for that. Do you have a set?
Mm-mm. Not yet. What's your,
Oh, I didn't even pay attention. Mm-mm. Do you have it? You have to have both.
Oh, 1 of each?
Yeah, it's a set.
Oh.
So I beat him by 1 point. Oh, wait, no. Oh, we both go back -3. So 1 point difference. And this wouldn't have made a difference me playing it there. But yeah, so there's a game. Hopefully this helps you to decide whether this is a game you'd be interested in. Again, it is coming to either Kickstarter or GameFound soon. Crowdfunding, yes. So we will we'll put the link in the description so you will know. We have so many different of these type Kickstarter GameFound games that we're doing. It's hard to keep up which one's starting when and where. But he always puts a link in the description, so no worries. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a like. Feel free to leave a comment. We hope you are already subscribed, but if not, please subscribe to our channel. And you can also support us by joining. There's a join button. It's like $3 a month, and it helps support us so we can grow and get better equipment, make our videos better. And there's cute little emojis that you get that you can use in chat for doing so. And the more members we get, the more we can add. I've got them ready to add, but they don't let you add more until you get more members. And you gain little avatars. The longer you're a member, you get these cool avatars. So nothing's spectacularly huge, but it is cute. It's something that we can do. And eventually, if we get enough members, we hope to be able to have members-only giveaways and things like that. But, of course, we have to grow on that before we can do that. So thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.